You know what it is, Unique Mac Audio, man. I'm here with my man AJ from Florida. He doing his thing. And, you know, we up here, man. This is how we do it, just so you fully understand. All right, let me introduce you to him real quick. Tell them who you are and where you from, family.
Yo, I'm AJ, Martin County, Florida.
Hmm.
Shit, I met Unique at Coleman. Shit, I met Unique at Coleman in the skills program. Shit, I basically had to fake it to get in there. Well, my goal was to fake it to get in there because they had microwaves and all that good shit in there. You know what I'm saying? Basically, program. I had like 24 or 26 points. I was on the borderline for pen and medium. You know what I mean? So I ended up getting in trouble a couple of times, and basically SIS came to me and told me like, hey, they don't think I'm cut out for the medium at Coleman 1. I came from Coleman Pen 1. So basically they was telling me like they don't think I'm cut out because I kept on getting in trouble. They was hearing things. So basically I ended up nigga telling me like, bro, you just got a program, whatever. So I ended up program faking and getting in the program. First cell it was on Robert Gray. First mentor was Robert Gray. Then ended up in the cell with Unique.
Okay, so how did you want? Why did they put us in the cell together? How did we get together in the cell?
Uh, they felt like Robert Gray was too soft on me, and they felt like I needed a more sterner hand, like a more experienced. I'm gonna say that, not even more sterner, but a more experienced person. Cause I was like, shit, I was hell, man. I was just doing me. You know what I'm saying? Just a young nigga in there doing the bid. You know how it is when you young, you doing the bid, you doing whatever the fuck you want. Like, and then it's my first bid, so I'm going to the Fed, and it's a whole bunch of politics. I'm from a small city. I don't know what the fuck politics was at the time. So it was just a whole bunch of that. So I ended up with in the cell. They ended up feeling like, oh yeah, him and Unique would be a good seller, you know what I'm saying? Because Unique had that rough background, you know what I'm saying? And you know, they felt like he was the one to handle the more rougher students, you know what I'm saying? So they put me in there with him, and they felt like Mr. Bowie felt like we was a good match, which we were. He was correct on that point.
All right, so you know the way you was acting when I first met you, right? When you first saw me, what did you think? They said, okay, this dude Robert Gray is not, as what you said, more experienced or whatever, and he chose me. What did you think, thinking that they got you upgrading to another level? How did you look at that, and how did you receive that?
Man, at the time, I was just looking at it. Man, I'm looking at the whole programs like suckers. And you know, I'm looking at it as I'm playing them. You know, I'm playing like I'm looking at everybody there like, man, all these niggas suckers. What the fuck is they doing here? Why the fuck they ain't in regular dorm? Da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? I'm feeling like, you know what I'm saying? I'm feeling like a wolf in sheep clothes. So that's how I took it. Not knowing you need the same. Not knowing you need the same, not necessarily a wolf in sheep clothes, but he ain't no sucker, you know what I'm saying? So we sat there and, you know, we had conversations in the cell. And like I said, I'm from a small city, so everything I hear is big to me, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all, anybody out there could relate being in a small city. You don't see as far as the end of your street you own. So I'm looking at it like that. So I'm looking at it like, man, I done snuck into the skill program. They actually done let my ass into the motherfucker. They got microwaves in this bitch. They playing games in this bitch. We lit. You know what I'm saying? So they upgraded me to Unique. So we in the cell, we having all the conversations. If y'all know Unique, Unique got all the jailhouse stories. So he really like lacing me on the stories. But as he telling me the stories, he's giving me game. But I'm not peeping this. At first, like I'm listening to it as stories, like these gangster stories. I ain't listening to it as he like these lessons behind these stories. Like he really trying to teach me something. He telling me something as I'm fucking up in the cell with him. Like, nigga, you need to pay attention, nigga. I'm one of them type shit.
You know? So when did it dawn on you that, you know, the stories was adding up to something? Where did that, you know, transforming come, you know?
It really kind of like, I think we had a boiling point, even though we had a few boiling points. But I don't even think it happened in the cell. I just remember like I'm really like looking at you, and you not knowing that I'm like looking at you, cause I'm really trying to peep now, cause the nigga had all the magazine, and then I heard this story. I heard this story before I ever even hit the compound, and I ain't even realized this till later. Like they had him on A&E or some shit. One of them, and they telling a story about him, and I didn't even know it was him. But anyways, I'm looking at him like, and he telling me his story. I'm like, man, I done heard this story before somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And I'm really watching them and how niggas approaching him, the younger guys. You know what I'm saying? And I see he had respect. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay, maybe this nigga ain't one of the other clowns that's in this program. You know what I'm saying? One of the other clown mentors that was in this, because you had a lot of them niggas just trying to program, get out, you know what I'm saying? So he telling me shit, you know what I'm saying? And I'm listening and I'm peeping what he's saying, but I'm not hearing it. I'm really not hearing it. When you just listening to a story and you enter the story, it's like, nigga, oh, this nigga just shot a nigga 2 times, rolled over and all that. You know what I'm saying? You listening to the story, you ain't really listening to like, nigga, I was in real days. I had to fight for my life. You really just listening to the story. So I really just sat back and just started like watching what he was doing, you know, in the yard and how nigga was treating him. You know what I'm saying? And niggas coming to me like, boy, you in the cell with one of the ones. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, but I still wasn't trying to hear it though. It ain't come to a time till we got in that cell and like, nigga, we locked like 2 bulls. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was one of them niggas that hit the yard, do my little exercise, come back in, you know what I'm saying? I was one of those gym rats in prison. So we locked like 2 bulls. That nigga basically like broke down to me and told me like, nigga, I ain't nothing like these niggas, dog. You don't even know, you know what I'm saying? And gave me his whole spiel, not to go into it, but he gave me his whole spiel, and then I looked at him as different from that day point.
And while you was in the program, you know, I just want you to tell them like, how was the program? Do you think the program worked? It's a program they got called skills program, right? It's supposed to prepare you to teach you the basic skills how to survive out in the free world. How do you think that it helped you or didn't help you? How should it have been ran to you as somebody that was in there?
I mean, it worked, but at the same time, it didn't work. It didn't work because it wasn't realistic. And when I say it wasn't realistic to, I guess, the individual situations that who was in there, meaning my situation, this dude's situation, everybody's situation was different. So it worked, but it didn't. It was like you really gotta have somebody for everybody's situation. I locked up and ended up in the cell with Unique, somebody that was similar. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't know Unique was such a hard head. He was basically me, an older version of me, basically, when you looked at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, he told me all the stories, and you know what I'm saying? Nigga don't believe it until niggas getting transferred coming in on the yard and they telling the same stories about the same dude. So you gotta be like, okay, give credit where credit due. Like, okay, maybe this nigga ain't lying. He who he say he is. So I ended up with somebody that was similar to me. So I was able to, okay, get game, slow down, like, bro, like, man, I was just like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you, you know what I'm saying? And I was able to get game like that, realizing like, okay, maybe he is one of the ones like similar to me. But like I said, it worked, but it just don't work because you need somebody for that individual because you don't know the situation somebody going out to, and you telling them this, but it don't work that way. You could tell someone the most positive shit in the world, and you know what I'm saying, they go out, you know where they going out to is a 1-bedroom house, 5 people living in that bitch. You know what I'm saying? You can't tell them to go be a college graduate. He can't even pay to get in college. How you know what I'm saying? See, he got other shit he need to focus on too. So you need somebody to like similar backgrounds, you know what I'm saying, or similar situations that who could basically game them who made it from them situations. They were just grabbing people in the program who were just on positive time, like, oh yeah, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? They just grabbing anybody. You know, anybody go to jail. You know, them crackers lock up whoever. You breaking the law, they locking your ass up. Just because you get locked up don't mean you was a street nigga or you this, you know what I'm saying? So they basically grabbing the people who is more or less like not street niggas, like Unique, one of the ones like I could say like snuck in. T-Fly, another ones I could say like snuck in. These are street legends, like niggas who stand on business, you know what I'm saying, and really like to handle my type, you know what I'm saying, that I will look up to or listen to. The other niggas, it's like, man, you just talking, nigga, shut up. Tight time.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie, right? I used to see you carry them dudes, man. I'd be like, oh, this nigga here think he tough. This nigga here think he tough. Yo, you used to just give him a hard time, man. And it was like everybody ran to the back to go tell something. You ain't never told nothing. You just stuck your chest out and stood on your band time. And they're like, oh, this little nigga think he tough. That's all we could say, you know what I mean? But I had to laugh. And when they told me you was coming in the cell, I said, oh, man, I got to kill this little nigga here. I know I'm going to have to kill this little nigga here. You know what I mean? Because y'all don't understand how this man ran around, man. And all like you said, you know, he was a yard rat. A yard rat is a dude that just get up to go work out 3 times a day, come in, take a shower, eat, go back, work out, and just hang in the yard all day working out. That was him. You see how thick he is, you know? But it was like, when they put us in there, I don't really see how they expected anything other than somebody like me to get to someone like you. And that's what had me confused about the program, because they tried to tell me to be like them to get through to you. And I'm trying to tell them, no, you're not going to get through to him. You know what I mean? He's not going to respect that. You understand? Fire respects fire. You know, oh, no, we have to do it this way and that way because they tell me what the book told them. You know, but I know what the street tell me when I was in his shoes, because he was a mini me, how would I want it brought to me? And that's how I brought it to him. So what I did was give him a bunch of different stories, you know, and, you know, make sure I put jewels in it and show him what the outcome could have been and then how it was all at the same time. So he could see how stupid it was and then how simple it was to avoid that situation. So I knew it wasn't going to resonate at that moment because, like, you know, let me ride. I feel like riding. You know, let me ride. I'm gonna ride now. Let me take you. I'm gonna ride for a minute. I'm gonna take him on a ride. You know, just like when I got to Allenwood, right? When I was his age, and I was his age when I got to Allenwood, and I met Godfish and William Underwood, right? You know, Underwood was on some, y'all. You know, we in the yard working out one day. He talking about, y'all don't. I can't believe these new crack era niggas. They come in here. He didn't say niggas because he don't even curse. He said these crack era brothers. They come in here. And, you know, they bringing all this dope through the visiting hall, and they got them, you know, having us sit across from each other. We can't touch our people. One kiss in, one kiss out. And he got all the complaints about the new changes they doing because niggas decided to get money, right? So now when he want to tell his, you know, little, you know, what I call kumbaya moment, you know, I'm like, nigga, I'm trying to get that bag. Nigga, ain't nothing changed. Forget what I got out there. I just got to do something to stay in the mix to do something. That's where my mentality was at, right? And that's where AJ was at when I met him, but just to give you an idea. So, you know, Guy Fisher used to come to me and, you know, I didn't want to hear none of that crap. You know what I mean? Hey, too old man. I don't want to hear that crap. You know what I mean? You know, but like, I don't want to hear that crap. So that's why I really thought that they hated me, and God became one of my best friends, man. That now that we get a chance to talk, because when I was in the belly of the beast, I wasn't talkable. God doing his movies, classes, going over to the education building, and you know, he doing the screenplay writing thing, and he playing basketball, and God bidding, and I'm hustling. I'm doing me. You know, I'm on the street. You know, I'm still unique. You know, but I didn't want to hear that crap then. But you know, after, you know, police ran up in my cell, tore it up, grabbed me, sent me all the way out to California with no notice, no nothing. You know, I wake up in the morning, I'm in California from Pennsylvania. I'm like, whoa, these Europeans ain't playing, right? So they moved me from over there, and next thing you know, I'm in Florida. I'm like, oh man, all this is from what they call investigation with the SIS on the inside. So I didn't want to hear all that crap, because you know, I done did me as well as he did him. And that's what I was trying to prevent. So I tried to figure out a way to really get to him, you know what I mean? But you know, that's where we at with that ride, man. You know?
Well,
I mean, and I didn't want to hear a guy like you didn't want to hear me. You know what I mean? Right or wrong.
Exactly. That's
you
exactly
know,
what we come with it.
you know, because you know, when they decided to put us together, I was like, whoa, how did this happen? You know what I mean? How do I got this kid? You know what I mean? I know I'm gonna wind up putting hands on him.
Hey, I was trying to figure out this. I was like, man, they trying to set a nigga up, man.
You know, like they just like they know I'm gonna put hands on him, and he's already like, I know I'm gonna have to mess this old ass nigga up.
And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Even before, like, just sitting, because in the morning we used to do our little huddles or whatever. Everybody sit around, I guess, talk about your problems or whatever. So I used to hear Unique talk, and I used to be like, man, I hope I never in the cell with this nigga. I'm in the cell with Robert Gray, man, convertible Vert nephew. We used to call him R&B Rob. So me and R&B Rob in the cell, you know, he a smooth ass nigga. He sang, you know, he the singer, you know what I'm saying? So we just in that bitch vibing, you know what I'm saying? Basically, he let me get away with it. He basically let me do anything I want without telling me, hey, bro, you don't need to be doing that. Because I used to hate when a nigga used to tell me, hey, bro, you don't need to, who the fuck is you? We in the same place to tell me I don't need to be doing something, you know what I'm saying? And basically, that's what Robert Gray was like, just allow me, just, bro, just do you. Long as he ain't getting these crackers ran in our cell, it's cool. So I was basically doing me, and they noticed it. So they're like, man, come on, man. We finna put you in the cell with Unique. I'm like, who is Unique? So the whole time trying to figure out Unique, they like, man, cell change. They changing everybody's cell. They putting them with different mentors. They experimenting, basically. So they throw me in the cell. Oh, you in the cell with Unique. So boom. I'm like, man, who the fuck is Unique? And sure enough, he was like, man, he came in. I think Unique came in from the yard. He was like, oh, yeah, you my new seller? That's straight to talking, you know what I'm saying? Unique gotta love, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to say he talk like he bossing you, but he's talking like he in command of the situation. So I'm looking at him like this. Oh, hell no. Y'all got me in the cell with him. Hell no. This nigga talking a little too aggressive. This nigga talking a little too aggressive. And I'm just looking at it like, oh, hell no. This ain't gonna work. I think I went that same day up to the cell. And you don't want to look like, basically, I came from the pen. Like, basically, when you go and talk to any CEO, any correction officer, you want to go with somebody just to you know, ensure anybody on the compound. Oh yeah, I seen bro go talk to the CEO. He telling da. But in a program, it ain't like that. You just go holler at them. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever and do your business. So they put me in the cell with Unique. I go straight up there and holler at Dr. Benitez and Boo. So they were like, no, we think that'll be a great move for you. So I'm like, man, that ain't gonna work, dog. I'm telling y'all need to just send me back to the dorm I came from. This shit ain't gonna work. This shit ain't gonna work. Ain't been 5 minutes on talk to this nigga, man. Hey, listen, this shit is not gonna work. I'm telling y'all. And boy, they like just try, get a few days. If you don't like it, we'll switch you. Gang, you know they finna leave a nigga. You know they finna leave a nigga in there. So I get in there with Unique. We in there, you know what I'm saying? He talk, he tell me, hey man, this is how I did it up. You know, Unique done been down about like what? I think he was down like 20. I don't know.
Yeah, at about 20 at that time. Yeah.
I know he was down a little minute, so you
Matter
know
of
he
fact-
got his routine and how things should work. And like you gotta understand, I ain't never been to prison before. This my first bid, a federal bid, you know what I'm saying? So I'm straight off the street, you know what I'm saying? And it's like I'm not comprehending on what he telling me as far as the cleanliness of the cell. Like all that shit I really kind of like picked up from other niggas where I was in the cell when I was out there as far as the skill program. I was out there with younger niggas, so we was living basically the same way. Niggas off the street, they really like paired us. Oh, you from Florida? He from Florida? Y'all niggas young? Y'all get in the cell together. You know what I'm saying? Tight shit. So I'm really not learning nothing from the niggas I'm in the cell. We just bidding together. So Unique really telling me shit like, so it's really like my first time like hearing like, oh, you should. And I'm looking like, man, who is this nigga telling what to do in the cell? Like, why is this nigga telling me what to do? I done been down about like, what, 4, 5 years now. Bitch, I know how to move around in the cell. Really, I'm not knowing how to move around the cell. I'm not knowing how to respect my cellmate, even as crazy as it sounds. Like, oh, yo, you been out 5 years. You don't know how to respect the nigga you living in a 4x4 with. But it's more into it. It's like, it's just not like you coming in, you see this nigga sleep, be quiet. It's more into it. It's more respecting a nigga program, how a nigga running he been running his bid this way. He do this at this time. Okay, I need to be out the way at this time. I'm on my own time, so I know I do this at the same time as him. So I'm not thinking like, fuck that. It's whoever get there first. Instead of me being like, okay, I'm gonna let bro do him, then I do me. So that's basically what Unique would teach me. Like, man, listen, bro, we know we both do this at the same time. You know what I'm saying? I'm older than you, basically. Nigga, you need to, you know what I'm saying? You need to like at least been with me. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna give you game. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gonna give you game. You just gotta listen. You know what I'm saying? And that's where it came in with Unique. You know what I'm saying? And learning a whole bunch of shit from him and just being in the cell where it was a blessing. It was a blessing at the end of the day. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of shit I learned, like when I got to the street, as far as hustling or getting money type shit. Like I say, I'm from a small city. I ain't see to the end of my, all I seen was the end of my street. Niggas like Unique only existed to me on TV. So it was like, when he showed me this shit, I'm like, damn, you had this, you had that. You know what I'm saying? You the nigga I wanted to be. I was trying to be out there. You know what I'm saying? Doing it backwards. You're like, well, you're doing this shit wrong, boy. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
All right, so that's what I'm saying. So from sitting in there, that's why I let them know that it wasn't even worth it. It didn't add up. 1 and 1 is not 2 because you ain't supposed to be in here at your age. Because how old was you then at that time? About?
When we was in the cell together?
Yeah.
About like 26, 27, some shit like that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, he was a young man and he out there, he hustling, trying to get where I'm at. So I had to show him that, yo, I done been there. This is what's at the other side of that. You sitting in this cell with life plus 20. Now, right. How did I move? How could you phantom them giving you life plus 20 at that time? And how would you move? And then how did I move to you when you met me with life plus 20? I know you had to think about, man, if I had that, I don't know, I would be this, I would be that. And you know, right. He moving like that. Tell that story. I'm gonna pop off and give you the stage.
Okay, life plus 20. Dang, sheesh. Man, shit. I can't even think past life plus 20. I'm kind of telling you, you gotta die, come back to life and do 20 just to get out. So, man, I'm looking at it, and I didn't even know he had that type of time. He had to tell me he had that type of time on. Because the way the nigga carried himself, it was different from the niggas I was used to seeing with those numbers. And the Fed, those numbers are normal. Like, the normal nigga you gonna walk, I had 7 years. The normal nigga you gonna, that's short time. They call you short time. You got 10 and on and you short time. You know what I'm saying? Niggas got 15, 30, 60, 750. Young nigga named Kurt, 600. You know what I'm saying? And you see it on the niggas. You really kind of gotta walk around eggshells around them niggas because you don't know what you're gonna say to set them off. Unique was different with that shit. I ain't know that nigga had no fucking license. That nigga moved like he was moving like me. Every day with a smile. Nigga used to be mad. Man, you think prison a joke, huh? Man, here I am. And I was the type of nigga like it's your fault. You sitting there with the time, whatever time you got, that's on you. That's not on me. So I'm still moving how I'm gonna move. So I seen Unique and he moving like me, smiling every day. You know what I'm saying? These niggas holding on a dream, wishes, and hopes, you know what I'm saying? Back when they was living out there in the world. And when they tell their story, they tell it with so much aggression, you gotta look at them like, man, I ain't really feeling that nigga. You know, like I really walk the yard with damn near every big legend or nigga, you know I'm talking about all of them. The Bo Diddley, Rick Brownlee, T Fly. Man, there's so many niggas I can name that I done walked the yard and had conversations with. And you see the weight on their shoulder. Unique never carried themselves like that, dog. Never carried themselves like that. And it was just like he was just another nigga on the yard doing a bid. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I came when I learned that he had life plus, man. And it gave me a newfound respect for him. Like, bro, you got life plus 20 and you still walk around with your head here high. These niggas walking around shoulders shrunk in, you know what I'm saying? Like, world just beating them, you know what I'm saying? And I can't imagine getting those numbers them niggas had because I only had 7 years, you know what I'm saying? Even though that was a bid to me, you know what I'm saying? Them niggas like, you short time. I'm getting offended when niggas telling me I'm short time. Like, nigga, you short time. How the fuck you gonna tell me 7 years short to me? Because you got 50. You know what I'm saying? And it's not no offense to them. It's just like, I understand you doing a bid, and that's where Unique was different from them. Like he ain't like, oh yeah, you short time, bro. He like, man, bro, you doing a bid like me. You know what I'm saying? But no, I'm not doing a bid like you. You got life plus 20, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He telling me the laws that they had coming in, you know what I'm saying? And you know, he like, man, I got crack. And the way they did, you know, it was so dirty when I seen his whole paperwork, you know what I'm saying? Real stand up nigga, you know what I'm saying? And that's when I realized, bitch, I was like 13 when I seen your story. They had your story on TV. They had this nigga whole story on TV. I'm like, damn, I done heard the whole story before I even met this man. That's how crazy it is. I was 13 years old watching A&E with my older brother. And, you know, this nigga story pop up, not knowing I'm finna be in a cell with this nigga. Man, like got a way coming full circle at your ass and hit you in the face.
All right. So what did you get out of that living with me? What would you tell the people you got out of living with me, being that we know the ups and downs? What did you get out of living with me? That's what I want to know.
Thinking. Gotta think first. You know what I'm saying? Basically, you gotta basically set every step up on how you moving. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so cliche to say it ain't checkers, it's chess. You know what I'm saying? But that's exactly what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like in my mindset, it was like I was playing chess. Like, nigga, you do something to me, I do something to you. It's like, nigga, you really gotta like break it down, like, and weigh your options out. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, with Unique being at the skill program, that's what I seen. Like, okay, this nigga just ain't. He realizing like he got an opportunity, but not only that he has an opportunity, he got to make the best of this opportunity. So how you make the best of that opportunity? You got to program. You got to stay out this way. Nigga, when I looked at him, I'm like, man, this nigga got all the money. This nigga got all the motion on the compound. Man, we supposed to have this bitch swinging. In my head, I'm like, bitch, I'm in the cell with, man, we supposed to have this bitch swinging. But he looking far to beyond, like, nigga, I'm doing a bit, even though I'm moving like you, I'm not like you. We two different people, man. So, you know what I'm saying? I really had to look at it like how he was moving. And I really kind of just took that shit to the street, like realizing like I'm from a small city. Like, bitch, I'm the youngest nigga probably out my city to go fed. I went fed when I was 18 years. I want to say 18. Well, I caught my charge at 18. I got a bullshit federal. I got Hobbs Act robbery. Basically, I forgot what the fuck they call it. What's the case law is? Whatever the case is. But it's the Hobbs Act of robbery. Damn. So I got the Hobbs Act robbery. Basically, you rob a motherfucker, take some gun. If they even brought them bitches across the state, or they legally own them, or a firearm business, say it fancy, you could break into a motherfucking gun store and take guns. If they brought them guns from a different state, the feds could pick your ass up for that. You know what I'm saying? But that wasn't my case. We did a home invasion. It was some whole other bullshit. But anyways, so damn, I lost track what I was fucking saying. But anyway, I came in there and I looked at it when I got
you were
out.
saying, okay, yeah, there you go. You were saying about how you looked at it when you went out. You know what I mean? From what you got from me, how you utilized it, knowing that you was in a small town, and how you looked at things in that small town is where you were just at to get you back on point. You know?
When I got into the street, I realized like this, it was easier for them to target me. Like, I'm doing all the hot shit. Anything that's hot to do. And I wanted my name to be on that shit. So it was like easy for them to target you. So it's just like, nigga, looking at it like the shit you get fame and in the streets for is really like, no crackers like, yes. You know what I'm saying? Big up that nigga, like, okay, so anybody that hang around them, we gonna put them on that too. So even if you ain't really even doing something, you could be doing something totally different. You know what I'm saying? You really putting other niggas in danger that you fucking with. Say, for instance, you saying, bro, over there, you strictly hustling. You over here slumping and whacking shit. You know what I'm saying? You like, bro, you don't need to be hanging around me. Niggas in the street gonna target you. No, niggas in the streets ain't gonna target you. No motherfucking people finna target that nigga. Plus the people in the street gonna target you because you hanging with the nigga. You know what I'm saying? But more dangerous, like, them people gonna target you. You can't beat them people. You could beat a nigga in the streets. We can go at it all day with a nigga in the streets. But when them people come get you, you know what I'm saying? It's a done case. Your ass, you could end the day, man. Go ahead and make your bed. You finna lay down for a little minute. I remember sitting and telling my lawyer, I had a private attorney, but I only had a private attorney because I had like 2 other niggas on the same case, so they can't get everybody a public defender. So I ended up with a private attorney, and really, when you end up with a private attorney, he bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Cause he working with them. He working with them people. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, so I'm sitting there and I'm telling the crowd like, man, you get me 15 or lower, bitch, I take it. Okay, came at me with like 12 years. I was like, shit, they came down to 12, bitch. Can you get me 10 or under? That nigga came at like, I think he came directly at 10, you know what I'm saying? That when we know we had a fighting chance, because everybody was telling me, like, all the older niggas were like, man, the feds don't negotiate. Hop on the first thing they give you. If they got you, they got you. My case was kind of special because they picked up my case from the state. If you know anything about the state, sloppy. They don't do their homework. They basically think they have you once they got you. Like, you know what I'm saying? Once you get caught, most people who get caught in the States and actually end up getting tied, got caught on the scene doing the crime. If they got to do any type of investigation and you keep your mouth closed, you not 8 times, 7 times out of 10, you're going to beat them folks. So you really got to look at it like that. When you fuck around with the feds, it's different because they done investigated you. You done been sitting there. They done let you commit. And I'm going to tell you this. When I was looking at Unique Case, when I was looking at Unique Case on A&E or whatever I was looking on, man, they was letting him and his brother commit all type of motherfucking charge. I think they seen his brother kill somebody or try to kill somebody in front of the police, and the police let that shit go on, if I remember correctly. I don't know if I'm telling it correctly on the case. So that was basically how that shit went. So it was just basically like, you gotta think not only for yourself, but for the people that's around you. You know what I'm saying? When you hear about the cases on, what's the nigga out of Detroit, who they ended up snatching up his mama, you know what I'm saying? Ended up making him tell. I don't even know if he was from Detroit or not Detroit, but Baltimore. They ended up snatching up his mama and making him tell, you know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, we gonna get you and your mama, we gonna charge you and your mama. So you gotta realize, like, you really gotta think what you doing. You just can't out there and move. And that's basically what Unique was trying to tell me, but I wasn't seeing that shit. That shit was checks. I mean checkers.
All right. You know? So we just constantly bump heads. And he kept trying to go to them people, tell them something, then they'll tell them, get up out of here. And he'll sit there with their hands folded when I come in, like, I just can't get rid of this nigga here.
I can't get rid of it.
You know what I mean?
Oh, God.
And that's the funny thing. That's why I mentioned about Guy and William Underwood, that I didn't want to listen to them back then. But at some point in my life, it triggered. And then I started running back on the different opportunities that I had and people that crossed my path. And then it came together. When was it in your life that it resonated what I was telling you and it came together?
Probably at the end of my sentence. Like, at the end of my sentence, when I know shit was getting real, like, bitch, I'm finna go home. And then you look at it like, bitch, what you going home to? And then you realize, bitch, I know the people in this prison better than I know my own family. So you really look at that and it's like, damn. So that's when I start like this. Let me see what the fuck, cause Unique used to say, bitch, I'm ready. Is you ready to go home today? If I go home today, I'm ready. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, bitch, I know what I'm finna do. I know what I got going on. I know how I'm finna move. So I was basically looking like, damn, this nigga done did a whole motherfucking 2 decades behind this motherfucking, he know what he finna do. Bitch, I did 5-6 years. I don't know what the fuck going on out there. I don't know what the fuck I'm finna do, how I'm finna move. You know what I'm saying? So I'm basically looking at it like, damn, so I really probably just need to soak up much of this shit as I can, because I ain't gonna lie, it took to like my last year till I started like really, I felt like I really missed a lot of opportunities and missed a lot of game that I could have got from you. I feel like I ain't take full advantage. That's why I ain't into my last year. And when people think like, nigga, you got 365 days, you know what I'm saying, to take advantage. I wish I would have had a year with him, you know what I'm saying? But everybody learn different at their own time. Like, bitch, I needed more time, not in jail, but I needed more time to be around that nigga you know what I'm saying, in order to soak up what that nigga was getting, because I really didn't, I ain't take it all. I took enough to be out here and survive. Moving. I took enough to be out here and be able to survive out here, and you know what I'm saying, make a way for myself. You know what I'm saying? Because in my head, when I was getting out, I was like, bitch, I'm finna go do the same thing. Nigga, I done met all the legends. These niggas done basically, nigga, I'm trying to soak game, bitch. Oh, you do this, nigga. You know what I'm saying? It's like this, you going back. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nigga, you do what they did, nigga. They ended up here for a reason. You know what I'm saying? So it's like in my head, like I was like, man, I'm going back to it. Like if I wouldn't have ended up in the cell with Unique, it was like I was going back to it. That was no doubt in my mind. Like, bitch, I'm finna go back there. I'm finna hang on a block. And when you hang on a block, you finna make yourself a target. You know why you're a target? Because you out there every day. The police see you. They pass by. An hour later, they pass by. You there again. They know what the fuck you doing. They may not even stop or bother you. You hiding, you clutching, like, oh, they go to Cracker, you know what I'm saying? You think it because you hid everything. Cracker know who you is. Now all they do is just follow you. They just follow you. You know what I'm saying? And it's that simple. And really, I really got that from Unique. You know what I'm saying? Just realizing like that's critical thinking, basically. You know what I'm saying? I really got that from him. Like sitting in a program, like clashing with Mr. Bowie, Dr. Benitez, clashing with them folks in there. Like, and then we going back to the cell. He telling me like, hey man, listen, you telling them what they need to hear, but you ain't saying it in a way that they understand it. You saying it like, you know what I'm saying, like you talking to me or we in the streets, you know what I'm saying? You really got to talk them people language to them, you know what I'm saying? You can't come at them like you would come at a nigga in the streets, you know what I'm saying? Even though you're from the streets and they expect that. So if they expect that, you know what I'm saying, they ain't gonna expect what comes out your mouth is anything that's gonna contribute to the program. They're gonna think, oh yeah, that's the reason we got this nigga in the program. That's the reason we got Unique in the cell with him. Until that nigga start saying, oh, these big program words and all that, you know what I'm saying? Then we figuring like the program working, but it's not necessarily working. It's just I'm copying and pasting what y'all telling me. It ain't working until it's like I'm really figuring out like, okay, this how I need to move. Like it's working because I'm out here now. I done been out here damn near 7, 8, 9 years or whatever, however long I've been out here. I don't even keep track of that type of shit. You know what I mean? So it's working not because I'm still out here now. I'm not in jail now. It's working. And like you had Bowie telling like, hey, you'll be back here. He was correct. I came back. I violated and came back. You know what I'm saying? So he was correct on that point. But at the end of the day, I ain't come back because I was out there doing the same shit that I did to end up in there. I came back because like I was really just like, it's like a stuck in your ways, not stuck in your ways as far as out there in the streets. It was stuck in your ways like my personal ways, like my personal problems, like how I dealt with my personal problems. That's how I ended up back in there. You know what I'm saying? So basically, like I got a lot of free game for Unique, man.